Hi, welcome back to the Chasing Tone podcast. I'm Travis.
I'm Max.
I'm Brian.
So, what did you guys do last week? I had a baby. Trumpet.
I was being awesome as always.
Still not as good as having a baby.
Actually, I went to go see your baby.
You did go see it, which is pretty dang cool.
Yeah. And I had food poisoning.
You had food poisoning?
I did.
When?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Was it after you ate at my house?
No, it was
Okay, then
from, it was from
that's
Hardee's.
Again?
You? Why do you eat there?
You've
always
got
get
food
sick.
poisoning like 3 times.
I've got food poisoning twice from there. And, well, now I have twice, but once I was like, had food poisoning. It's Christmas time. I'm like, okay, it's a different Hardee's. Maybe it won't happen again. Nope. Food poisoning.
Dude, that's your. I mean, that
I know.
one's kind of on you. The fool me once, fool me twice thing.
Yeah.
Right. Do you
It's
know
the same
that?
way. It's the same with
George
candy
Bush
corn.
phrase.
With candy corn.
Yeah,
Sure
every
does.
year I'm like, candy corn. Sounds delicious.
What? He's over here talking. You can say it.
What?
You're going. Hey, wait.
I said, isn't that a George Bush phrase?
See?
Yeah, it sure does.
You're talking and nobody was listening.
No
I
one's
know how I
listening
feel.
So,
What, Max?
Kind of over here talking to myself.
No, but had a kid. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I bet you had a kid or did your wife have one?
Well, yes.
I mean, you helped.
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But no, she had the kid, and that was good. It was cool, man. Everything's good. Everybody's healthy. Life is good.
Life is good.
That's awesome.
What's been going on in the world of Wampler?
Well, I breadboarded a lot,
Mm.
and we've got
Breadboard.
some delay stuff done.
Mm.
We did some more work with spin chips,
Spin chips.
Arduinos.
R2D2s?
Yes, R2D2s.
That's what I call them. R2D2s.
And
Who is it?
somebody's calling. Somebody's calling the phone here.
Oh, I'm so glad that wasn't in my head again.
And yeah, we just lots of breadboard and stuff.
Nice.
Breadboard.
Because you sent me an
Yeah.
email saying you need to come up with names for these 5 pedals.
Oh, dude, we
I know,
got so many pedals like
But you
on
put
the verge
you
of.
put it on my to-do list. I'm like, does that mean today?
Oh, we did, yeah, yeah. Like we got like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right?
We probably could do it during the podcast.
I know, right? No, you just reminded me of my story when you were like, I'm glad that wasn't in my head again. You know what I'm talking about, too.
Oh, yeah. So Travis and I were sitting at this restaurant one time, right?
It was a Hardee's.
It was a Hardee's, believe it or not. One of the times I didn't get food poisoning. Thanks, Hardee's. Where's my camera? Thanks, Hardee's. No, so, like, we're just sitting there eating, nom, 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 nom. And all of a sudden, like, the lights flicker. And Travis, like, stops eating, has this really concerned look on his face. He goes, "Did you see that?" I said, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Oh, I'm so glad that wasn't in my head." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "It only happens sometimes when I drive." And, like, he literally drove the restaurant. I'm like, "When? Has it ever happened when I was in the car?" He's like, "Yeah, but we're fine."
What it was is
Your
it was-
epilepsy.
and it wasn't my epilepsy. You know what it was? And I'm going to catch slack for this, and this is a whole nother podcast, but it was aspartame.
I remember you telling me about that. Yeah.
It was aspartame. I stopped drinking aspartame in my soda, cut it out of my diet, and I stopped having these like brain flash things. True story, man. Messed up stuff. But anyway, guitar tone,
Guitar tone.
you know, before we start going off on organic food.
So far, we're getting sued by Hardee's,
You can-
and we're getting sued by companies that make aspartame.
yeah.
Bob changed my camera angle. I can't find my camera.
What
I'm
did you- Is
confused.
that you?
That's me now.
Yeah, because normally you're a profile
Usually I'm
shot.
right here. It's
Mhm.
my good side. No.
Yeah, sure. So, Eric Garibaldi has a good one. Okay. Max is tapping my microphone, and it's going to go on the audio. Yeah. If our listeners hate it, it's your fault. But do you guys feel clean tone is somewhat dated? No. But I'm going to keep going. It seems every day I see posts on the Gear page and Gear Talk, etc., about the new 20 to 50 watt amps people are getting. It always feels people are chasing the latest and greatest dirty tones as opposed to clean tones. Probably because clean tones aren't nearly as difficult to achieve, but does that necessarily mean they should take a backseat to dirty tones? One of my guitar heroes is Andy Summers, a player whose main sound is clean. Do you know who that is?
I do know who
Okay.
Andy Summers is.
He's from the Police, right?
Yep. Lately, pop music has gone back to using funk-style guitar, which is clean. But do you feel the interest isn't nearly as high? Would love to know what you guys think about this. I have a huge opinion of this.
Go for it.
Okay.
Just riff.
My thing, yeah, I'm on riff. My thing is I get it, man. It is so frustrating because I'm in the market for a new amplifier.
Yep.
Okay, and the amplifier that I am selling is a 1965 Fender Princeton Reverb. Okay,
You're selling that?
I am
Are
selling
you
it,
really?
man. I never play it.
Yeah.
It's only 12 watts, and I really like to play it. I used to like to play it out, but now I'm playing like more of a rock band setting.
Right.
Can't play a 12-watt amp out in a rock band setting.
Well, don't you just mic it?
Yeah, but no. Why would you ever mic an amp when you can just turn it loud enough?
It's true.
But no.
I'll give you $5 for
We're
it.
talking.
You
two
can't
different
hear it
things.
over the drummer.
That's why you put it in your ear or monitor. Or whatever.
No way. I hand select my speakers from the good folks at WGS to get the speaker and the tone I want, that I'm not going to put a microphone in it and have it come through some vocal speaker in a PA.
Boom.
You need an
Come on.
Axe Effects then.
Well, maybe. Axe Effects, send me one. Come on. but no, the thing is like I'm looking for a new amp, and it seems like on all these demos, the first thing people do is crank the amp on 10, and they say, listen how good this amp sounds.
Yeah.
And that drives me crazy. You know, for instance, one of my favorite, an amp that I'm gassing for really hard is a Sir Badger 30.
What's on killer?
And they have a demo video on YouTube, and I think it's just called Melodic Rhythms or something like that.
Right.
And no, that's a book. I can't remember, but it's something
that's a Mel Bay book. Man.
no, it's actually kind of. It's the one they use at Berkeley, but it helps you read.
Oh, gotcha.
With not the words,
Gotcha.
the notes. But anyway, it's showing like edge of breakup tone, and it's like that's what I want, man. I'm so tired of hearing amp demos where the first thing you do is crank it on 10. They're like, oh man, that sounds great. And it's like for me, especially Marshall style amps, to me that's the greatest clean tone in the world. It's so glassy, it's so clean. I know you're a Fender guy.
Yeah,
You
I'm a
like that
Fender guy.
mid-range thing going on. But to me, I love Marshall cleans. So like, but when you think Marshall tones, what do you think?
Gorilla amps.
Yeah, right? you think dirt, you think cranked, you think, balls to the wall kind of thing. So the first thing they do, and I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I was watching the 50-watt reissue demo from Pro Guitar Shop, and the intro was a Zeppelin tune with the thing on 10. And I'm like, man, what's it sound like clean? So that I totally get what this guy's saying. Totally. And I think that a good clean tone really is the foundation. And then if you can find an amp that has a great clean tone and also sounds good overdriven, then you found the holy grail.
Yeah.
But if not, find a good clean tone and get pedals that
That's
sound great overdriven.
That's kind of like what I like the 30-something, the Ace 30-something.
The Ace 30 something.
Yeah.
Patent pending.
Yeah, that's why.
Trademark.
I mean, I like that just to use for clean, because you can take your clean sound and sculpt it into something else.
Yeah, and I
you know,
don't
rather than using like an overdrive.
Right, and I hope this doesn't offend you. I'm just being completely
It
honest.
probably will though.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that pedal as an overdrive pedal.
Mm-hmm.
But
That offends me.
Yeah, but using it as a clean tone shaper, it's unbelievable. You know what I mean?
If you like the Voxy type of sound.
Well, right, and that's what's so weird is we'll go back to what Eric was saying. I don't like the Voxy sound if we're talking cranked up.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking a dimed AC15, I hate it.
Right.
But if it's a clean AC30, it's one of the best tones on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. Maybe Eric and I are in the minority because we really like clean
long
sound.
lost brothers.
We are. He's got a way cooler last name, man. Right? Doesn't he? Garibaldi. Sounds like he could be a baseball player.
Probably is.
Wrote the Charlie Brown theme song.
What?
Wrote the Charlie Brown theme song.
Who did?
Vince Guaraldi.
Garaldi?
Huh.
Is that how you say it? Garaldi?
No, I don't know. It sounded familiar.
Garibaldi.
Garibaldi. It's not Garaldi.
Does those guys make the brownies? That's Ghirardelli.
That's Ghirardelli.
Oh, man.
All right, let's go with his next thing here.
Oh, wait, hold on. You got two more.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
his
sorry.
next thing, yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so he also asks, Max, what are some of your favorite microbrews?
Finally, I have something that I can talk about.
Does this mean they just come in smaller
It's
glasses?
true. It makes me feel like Andre the Giant.
Did you see that picture on the face page today? That
He's
Jake
holding,
posted?
he's holding a beer.
Andre the Giant holding a Molson can.
Really?
He actually holds a world record for the most beer consumed in like 6 hours.
Yeah, but it's not really that impressive when you look at how small the can is in his hand.
Dude, they said when he passed out, like this hotel lobby, right? And like they just covered him up. They took the grand piano cover off and just covered him up with it
Oh
as a
my God.
blanket.
You ever wonder how he got his name? Andre?
Well played, sir.
Uh-huh.
No, but yeah,
No, but yeah.
left hand brewery.
But yeah.
Yeah, left hand brewery are awesome. Bell's Brewery.
You like the left-handed cigarettes.
I'm like, what does that even mean? No, locally, Sun King, awesome. Weemax probably my favorite beer per session.
Although that one we had at the chicken place,
That was a Sun King.
I know, I loved that one. I liked it better than the WEMAC. It's called we have a minor league team in Indianapolis called the Indianapolis Indians. Well, they make a beer for them called the Indianapolis Indians Brew.
Yeah,
Oh man,
it's their lager. It's pretty good,
but
too.
it's a dark lager. You can't see through it.
You can still see through it.
You can't see through
You
it.
can still see through it.
Whatever. It's
You'll-
black.
You'll be growing up one day.
It just has a lot of chocolate in it.
Yeah, exactly. Chocolate. Okay, so Sun King.
Yeah, Sun
WEMAC.
King. I've been on a huge left-hand brewery kick. So left hand, if somehow you're listening, send me some.
Is that a local thing or
No, I forgot where they're out of. I know Bell's is out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. I can't remember off the top of my head, but left-hand nitro, left-hand milk stout, they're awesome.
Okay, so it's not local.
It's not a local thing, no. They're not Indiana.
Yeah, I like the Sun King beers.
It's nice.
I like this one Anheuser Busch
Anheuser.
and
Bourgeoisie.
it's Anheuser Busch. You probably haven't heard of it.
Got their own theme park and
And they
stuff.
do and
Busch
baseball,
Gardens.
yeah, and baseball parks. You're into the craft beer?
A
You're
little
telling
bit,
me about
yeah.
how you've gained
I've
weight from
been-
it.
I have, yeah. I've been digging on some Guinness Draught lately, and what the other one, Belgium Porter, I think.
Is Guinness craft beer?
I don't know, it's craft beer,
Technically,
but
no. It's
really
mass-produced.
craft,
Yeah.
but it's pretty good.
Although the Guinness Lager, have you had that?
Yeah.
I like it.
That's
It's okay, the blonde.
lager, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it.
It's all right.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
And then Fountain Square
Fountain
City
Square.
Brewery is
Mhm.
probably one of my favorites. They have one called Working Man's Beer, or Working Man's Brew, I think.
Pilsner.
Yep, I like that one.
They're
Not
local
bad.
too, right? Indy,
Yeah.
Yep.
Town Square.
Fountain Square. Come
Mhm.
on,
Yep.
don't go after dark.
I noticed they followed me on Instagram, so send me some beer.
Did they really?
They did, because I kept
Come
posting pictures
on.
of their beer and tagging them in it. So,
Hashtag free beer. Okay, that's good. I still think we should name our band Free Beer.
Yeah.
Tonight only, free beer. People would
pack
come.
it out every time.
Yep. Okay. Also, part 2. Has Brian ever considered any Ampeg style amp in a box pedals?
Yep.
Have you really? Do they
I
have?
consider everything. Not that I'm able to do it.
But no, I mean, I don't know. Do they have like that big of a
there's-
different thing?
Yeah, there's a couple Ampegs that have that people, try to get, I guess.
Right.
Flip tops are cool.
The what?
They had an amp series called the Flip Tops. They're I think like the BA50s. Those are cool, man.
You like those?
I love. I
Really?
almost bought one once, and I'm so sad I didn't.
Well, I know a lot
That's
of bass
cool, yeah.
players. Like,
Yeah.
there's a specific Ampeg amp that, like, if you ask a bass player what's the best overdriven bass tone you can imagine, they'll
Right.
say a guitar plugged right into this amp.
Right.
You know, so they always say if you can get that tone out of a dirt box, so maybe there's an Ampeg in a box, and then maybe you could design it for bass,
Yep.
and then maybe it would translate over to the guitar.
I did one of those for Doug Pinnick, I think. I
Oh, yeah?
sent him a prototype of something. I think I did something like that.
Yeah, there's a 19-year-old kid on tour with Doug right now from Indianapolis.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, his name's Tommy Baldwin. Really good guitar player.
Oh, I know that name.
Yeah, really good guitar player. Okay, yeah, that's the Ampeg thing. See, I've not played enough of them to know they have like their own
yeah.
special thing.
I mean, I think there was one of them that was kind of a plexi sort of thing. If I remember right? People dig.
Yeah, well, I know. See, I'm thinking Sovtech. Never mind. I would love to have one of those Sovtech MiG 50s.
Those are cool.
Yeah, those
'Cause
are cool.
I heard that if you if you just change out the jacks, they're really nice amps. The jacks and the pots.
Really?
Because it's just cheap. It's like the plastic pots and the plastic,
Nothing like
chrome
that pot.
plated,
Right.
jacks and everything. But I guess if you change those out, they're real roadworthy. I mean,
Huh. Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
a lot of people love those.
yeah, you used to be able to get them for like $300. And
Yeah. Used to see the Guitar
Not
Center all
anymore.
the time. It's like super cheap.
Yeah, because they were the punk rock kid amp. It was like, oh, my Fisher Price, my first tube amp.
That's good.
There you go, Fisher Price. Just make sure kids know you're not allowed to work on it without chopsticks. Okay. Anyway, next one is Jason from Syracuse. Huh? Remember when we beat you guys in national championship, 1987? Come on. Go Hoosiers. Huh? You were one. Whatever. Okay. Greetings. I just listened to your entire podcast backlog in less than a week. Yes. Hashtag binge watch.
You need something better to do with your
No,
time.
he doesn't. That's
too much
great.
free time.
Yeah. It was a great find thanks to the fine folks of WGS posting it in their newsletter. Hey, that's the scratch your back, I'll scratch mine thing. We talk about them,
Sure.
they talk about it. Sweet.
Yep, there
Thank
go.
you, fellers. Now for a few questions. Brian, what product gave you the most hassle in the design process? Without giving away any trade secrets, what aspect was it? Did you end up finding the solution, scrapping it, or did you find a compromise you can live with? That's a great question.
I mean, I've talked about it a little bit before. It was the Ace 30 something. I could not get that clean tone right.
The Ace Revolution 30-something.
the
Ace 30-something Revolution.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Ace 30 Revolution something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. I just really...
That pedal changed names a few times. That's what.
Maybe.
That's the inside joke there. By the way.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, getting that clean tone, kind of, just couldn't get it exactly how I wanted to. As far as, let's see, what's the next question? My solution was I kept breadboarding. I
Yeah.
just kept doing it, and we built a lot of prototypes, and I shelved a bunch of prototypes.
I like that orange one, that
Is it?
little bitty one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Well, no, it was good. Well, you can't step back from it and look at it. What's objectively? Is that the word I'm looking
Sure.
for? You can't step back from it because you're too close to it. But if
Yeah.
you step back and you play it and you don't think this has got to be a Vox style pedal,
Yeah, it's fine for that.
it's cool.
It's just
got a great thing. But
Yeah.
if you're looking at it like this has to sound like this, then it's
Right.
nowhere near as good at doing that thing as the Ace 30-something Revolution.
right. But I would say there probably was a compromise I made. I wanted to get the clean tone right because I think I'd already came up with the circuit that was dead nuts cranked Vox.
Okay.
Which was the cranked pedal that we have like 3 left of.
Right.
And to me that's probably a better the sound that you hear on recordings with the Vox style amp.
Right.
That probably does that sound better. Where a lot of AC30s and AC15s they kind of fart out whenever you
Yeah.
turn them up. You know what I
I
mean?
will say one thing. That was when we were doing the demo for that pedal. That was the week that I hated Queen.
Right.
I normally like Queen, but that "Tie Down Your Mom" song. Oh my gosh! I hope I never hear that song again. Oh man!
Tie down your mom.
Tie down your mom. That right? Looking like a fool when you tie down your mom or whatever. Is that not the lyrics?
That's not the lyric.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Nothing. Whatever. All I know is it even close?
Looking like a fool when you tie down your mom.
Yeah, that's close.
Pants on the ground.
Oh, that's pants on the ground.
That's a whole different set of issues.
It's
with
pretty
Tiger Mom
much
now.
the same song. It is pretty much the same song.
It's
I can't
Tie
stand
down
that
your
song.
mom, lock
And-
your daddy out of doors. Don't need him nosing around.
Of course, right?
That's
That's a weird
Yeah.
song.
it's a song by Brian March.
By Brian March.
Yeah.
April, May. Shanna.
Yeah.
But no, that's a great question. Let me ask you this. Let me add to Jason's question here. That pedal's been out. Has it been a year? It's probably been a year.
Yeah, it has.
A
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
It's over a year.
Almost just over a year.
Over a year.
Okay,
yeah.
just over a year into
Yeah,
it.
'cause I just got the legal fees paid off.
Hashtag don't sue me.
Okay, so now my question: would you change it?
Yes,
I knew it.
but I feel that way about everything.
Put down the paintbrush, Rembrandt. It's done.
I feel that out. Like the Plexi Drive Deluxe we just released. I still think
No, it's
you know what I
fine.
should have done. Blah,
I know
blah,
what you
blah,
should have
blah,
done.
You know,
Added a gain level to the pre-gain.
could have done that.
Yeah.
Would have had to gone to a bigger box, but
Yeah, then never mind.
yeah, that's the hard thing. Is to really do what I want to do, I need like a rack
An
space. Yeah, or like an amp head.
Yeah. There was a
So-
company before you started working here, Max, that they're an amp company, and they brought
Oh, I
Brian.
remember.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I want you to check out our pedal. And he was like, okay, cool, I'd love to check it out. And then they bring in an amp chassis,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Check out our pedal." And Brian looks at
Because it
me.
was running high voltages.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
you need a big transformer.
Yeah, but he was like, "Don't you step on a pedal?" But no, it cracked me up because Brian played it. He plugged in, and then he grabbed a pen and a paper, and he drew a schematic. And he said, "So this is basically what you got going on, right?" And the guy looked at it, and he kind of just looked defeated. Like, he's like, "Yeah." And Brian's like, "Well, what if you did this, and this?" But that's what you need. You need a rack mount, like, chassis for a pedal.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I
But
wish
then
guys
you
quit
have to
buying
be-
pedals and start asking for racks, man. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Let's make some fun stuff.
Dude, you know what I actually found? I was going through just my music stuff because I'm trying to unload stuff because, well, I need space.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a 4-space, rack, whatever, SKB, little rack thing, 4-space. I opened it up, and there was a Blackface ADAT, a Lisa's ADAT machine in it. So,
That's awesome.
So what I do, plugged it in, ran some tracks through it. It sounds great. Maybe it's just because, like, I'm so used to hearing those sterile cleans of digital gear that you actually hear tape and you're like, "Oh man, who knew VCR tape could sound so good?" Dude, I should record some stuff for you on it.
What's a VCR?
It's that thing that flashes, but the time flashes and it's right twice a day. Come on. Nothing? Told you. Okay. That was Brian. Now, Max, still from Jason.
Oh, no.
What's holding you back from finishing your album? You've already paid for it. Everything is in limbo. Even if you don't distribute it, you should at least finish it for yourself.
Are we allowed to swear on these things? Bojo, can you blur out the finger? No, actually, that's a great question. You're a couple podcasts late. I'm actually finishing my album.
Boom.
We got the studio time, I think.
To be fair,
Planned out.
I think this question is like a week or two ago. So.
But yeah, I am finishing it. I've got the guys together, got a budget together, and studio picked out, and
About time.
get this done just so I can stop getting teased.
Yep. And he's asked me to not have any involvement in it this time.
No, I didn't say that. I need a tone chaperone.
How much chicken picking are you doing in it?
None. It's actually going to be a good album.
Would you like some aloe vera? You just got burned.
Man.
No telecasters are used.
or harmed.
Or harmed.
in the no, that's good, man. I'm I'll help any way I can. Right
Sure.
now, the only way I've helped is I'm not going to offer any help. I'm just going to let you ask for it. You know what I mean?
Travis, I need a Marshall.
No, because I'm not going to be like, you should do this. But if I'm here if you need me. The only thing I've done is teach him stuff about licensing. That's it. Yep. So I'm staying out of it unless I'm asked. Because last time, this way, if the less I know, the less I can tease him. Like, you done yet? Because if you asked me to take a producer role again, I'd be like, you need to get back in here. You need to finish this. And I'd bullshit till it was done. And
You're
it was
not my real
perfect.
dad.
I know. Or am I?
No,
I'm not.
you're
Your dad just had a birthday.
He did turn big 6-0. It's awesome.
I hope I make it that long. But, okay, Travis, what was your most frustrating gear moment while on tour? How did you cope? Thanks a bunch, gents. Keep putting the podcast out, and I'll keep listening. Unfortunately, let me see. How did he?
Max, I blew up 2 amps.
Yeah, he did say gear moment. I was about to say there's a lot more frustrating moments on tour other than gear moments.
Right.
Most of them involve personal hygiene between band members. And it's not funny because it's true. We had a guy that we toured with another band, okay? And they would like kind of whisper behind our backs about a few things. And then one of the members of my band got in the van, and I just had to call him out. I was like, dude, when's the last time you brushed your teeth? And then everybody just kind of got real quiet. And then they were like, I was like, dude, it reeks. And then the guys in the other band are like, we just call you hamster cage.
That's awesome.
No, but he thought it was funny. He's like, oh, good point. I'll go brush them. But whatever. The most frustrating gear moment. Trying to think. There's been times I've forgotten things. For instance, one time we were in this town right outside of Leeds I think it's called Bradford in England, and we're setting up, and this wasn't me, but our drummer gets everything set up, and he can't find his kick drum pedal. He had left it in Edinburgh, Scotland the night before. So it's not like you can just go across the street and say, so we were screwed. Luckily, some U2 cover band was in there, and this guy that looked exactly like Bono said he called his drummer, and he got us a pedal. But that's awfully frustrating. Another time, before we had a backup amp, I blew a power tube in the middle of the show on a 50-watt amp.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, that was rough. But I just kind of just cranked my dirt pedals and just made it fuzzy.
Right.
Because you're halfway there anyway, so you just make do. But that was pretty frustrating. And like I think I said in one of the podcasts, I had to run a 4-foot cord into an amp one time.
Yeah.
And then I had to go into a PA system one time. That sucked.
At least it wasn't like a patch cord, like a 6-inch cable.
Yeah, that'd been awesome. You'd have to sit there. You'd have to put your. That'd be awesome. But no, that's probably the most frustrating things I can think offhand. I'm sure the members of my band would say things too, about me.
I was gonna say, our worst part was you being there.
Yeah, and that's the truth. I went through a couple tours there where I was the most moody person, and I couldn't stop it. Like, I knew I was being moody, but I couldn't stop. It was so weird, and I knew that I was hard to work with.
What was it like having PMS?
I know, right? Was that putting up with musicians?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that'd be PMS. But yeah, that was rough. Okay, man, you think we can fit another one in here? I don't know.
Sure, we can do whatever we want.
It's
our podcast.
It's our crappy talent show, not yours.
Exactly.
There's no rules.
Put your shirt back on.
There's one rule.
We can do a 20-second podcast.
Okay.
Welcome to Chasing Tone, and thanks a lot.
Okay, well here, Ryan Pickrell has a few. We'll just do the first one.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll continue with him on the next edition. Right?
Robe.
Okay, so Ryan Pickrell asks, what are your favorite overdrive stacking combinations? And in a rare turn of events, Max, you first.
Cool. Yeah. Actually, I just posted on
Okay, so what I really like to do...
No respect. Hashtag no respect.
Okay.
Are you
Go
sure?
ahead. Yes, I'm
Are you
positive.
Sure? All right. Actually, I just posted on my Instagram page.
At Max Jeffrey 3.
At Max Jeffrey 3, that's
not
right.
Jeffrey, not Jeffries, Jeffrey.
2 syllables.
2 syllables.
But I stacked a tube screamer. You had to have a tube screamer, but I just bought the mini one. And I stacked it with the BYOC clone. Yeah, clone. Awesome combo. Also tube
Which
screamer.
first, tube screamer?
Tube screamer first, into the clone. Clone's set kind of dirty.
Now, didn't you tell me that your mini tube screamer may even sound better than your regular size one?
Dare I say it? Yes.
Do you think it just has something to do with the tolerances, or it'd be interesting to buy another one?
Its gain structure is it's a little smoother than normal.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know if it's.
Now you're making me want to buy one.
I know they're pretty cool. I'm not gonna I was skeptical. I'm like it's cool for what it is.
But you had a micro board.
Yeah, and I had a little Hebert micro board, and
I'd like to compare that to isn't Keeley's Red Dirt?
Actually, Chernobyl.
I think Schnobel Tone.
They have a side-by-side comparison.
Is it the mini Red Dirt?
The mini Red Dirt and the mini Tube Screamer.
Roman's a good dude, man.
Roman's a great guy. And if you don't know who he is,
Schnobel
check him out after this.
SCHNOBEL or LE?
Yeah.
No.
I can't remember. Schnobel Tone.
Yeah, Schnobel Tone. There's only one.
Yeah.
But he does a side-by-side comparison. They sound both have their differences, but both sound cool on their own.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out.
Yeah. Okay. So you like the Tube Screamer Mini into the clone. What do they call it? A silver pony or something like that?
Yeah.
I think so.
The aluminum
they
pony.
stopped making those, didn't they?
Did they? I have no idea. BYOC did?
I thought so.
Maybe
thought
they
they
did.
stopped. I thought they pulled them. Maybe not. But
You're thinking of the aluminum Falcon?
No, that's a different. That's not them.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I could have sworn. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm talking about my butt.
Well, I have one, so I hope they're out.
Yeah, right. The hipster.
Because you guys
in
can't have it.
Yeah, the hipster in you. But no, my favorite. Although, I'll tell you a pedal combination that I really liked once, and only through one specific amp that's not Wampler, is the Archer into the hoof from Earthquaker.
That's cool.
Because
Crunches it right up.
we were talking about the hoof, how it has this interesting thing for a muff inspired pedal. But like the thing that it had that I didn't really dig was tightened up by that Archer. On my, I actually have a smaller board now and a bigger board. The bigger board, I like my tube screamer into a Clarksdale, or a tube screamer into a Plexi drive, or a Clarksdale into a Plexi drive. I used to have a Love Pedal Eternity I really liked, but the jacks are busted on it.
You know, Sean will fix that. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
but I'm lazy, and I have so many. I'm fortunate that I have so many pedals that it is just so much easier to take another pedal and put it on there than it is to ship it back.
Nah, I'm good.
You know what I mean? It's like, and I mean it's a killer sounding pedal. You know that. You know I've loved that pedal forever. But
You just bring it in next time. We'll ship it out.
yeah, maybe I should. I got another one I need
We
to
have
send
people
back.
that work here that we ship things every day.
I know, but
so
that's
it's not like a big deal.
But
Ship
they're
it
busy. They're busy doing other things. I have another pedal that actually needs to go back too. But I thought about just asking you to fix it for me. But it's not one of
Why?
yours. It's not one of yours.
It'd be like your amp. It'd be stuck. stuck in my
Oh, no,
house
no, no.
for
I'm
2
not gonna.
years.
I'm not gonna let you leave with it. Because it's like probably one of my favorite pedals. It's the Depths by Earthquaker.
Mhm.
For some reason, it's making
pops, right?
making a pop noise when I click it on and off. What could that be?
A pop note when it's
Like-
by itself.
Anytime. Yeah, it just goes
Like you have your guitar into that.
into an amp. Yeah.
Could be a switch.
See, that's
Could
what I
be
was
a
thinking.
cap.
Switch or a cap. Yeah. Okay.
So-
So, and the thing is,
Probably
is
the
those
switch.
those guys are great. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's probably just one of those things. I send it in. I'll
mean,
have it
those-
right back.
Those mechanical true bypass switches. Sometimes they last.
It's just
for,
mechanical.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know. Sometimes they last for 30,000. Sometimes 5,000. Sometimes 100. Sometimes 10.
Boom.
Clicks. 10 clicks. So,
And that's why we're going to relays.
and that's why we're moving relays.
Yeah.
Boom.
You know, hey, it's a little bit more expensive for us.
Yep.
You know, not for them though, right?
No, we didn't
Not
raise the
for you
price
guys.
any.
Yeah, although we should have. Okay, maybe not.
Camera throw me off. I'm like,
Yeah.
so used to being there.
Which one
Okay,
am I
what's
talking to?
what's some of your favorite pedal stacking combination? Let me do this. Let's go Wampler or not Wampler.
Okay. My own stuff would be, depends what gig I'm playing. I probably would have an Ego comp on there somewhere at the beginning. And then for the first 3 songs, a Paisley Drive, a Clarksdale. And then I'd pull that off and I'd probably put,
I can't see
put
you with a Paisley
Clarksdale.
Drive and a Clarksdale.
oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so MIDI.
But it does.
Mid-rangey, let's say it that
Yeah,
way.
but it does. You got to think on a lot of those country songs. You're hearing
Yeah.
something that's tube screamer-ish.
Yeah,
sort
I
of
just see
thingy.
you as more of a distortion guy than an overdrive guy.
Sometimes if I do, I'll usually use like the Sovereign or
Mhm.
Pinnacle, or I've used a Plex
You
Distortion.
can't
a
really
bit.
say the Sovereign because you can
Plexi
use that on
drive.
anything.
Basically, I'd take everything and I just switch them.
Switch them in and out. This one sounds good to me tonight. You know? So,
That's why no one invites me to play with him.
Eddie does.
And he does, yeah.
Yeah, but
Until like the second set, and he's like, "Dude, you have been messing with your pedal board all night."
just do like Tommy does, and then just sit out a song if you don't like it. Does he still play with Eddie?
Huh.
That's
No,
Allison.
he's doing his own
Allison
thing.
yeah.
Yep.
Allison plays with Eddie now.
Yep.
But
But Chris, this is totally inside stuff. People are probably
yeah,
like,
Rusty
"Dope."
Shackelford.
Yeah, Rusty Shackelford. Chris Presley is
Mhm.
playing with
Yeah,
our
he's-
good old buddy Eddie Van Zant here
Yeah.
in Martinsville, Indiana.
Dude, tell me he just doesn't have the perfect country name. Eddie Van Zant. That's his real name.
He's related to Ronnie.
What?
Yeah,
You're lying.
I know.
I know. That's what it said. I know.
I know. Okay, well, if you guys have any questions or comments, please send them in.
Or just email.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. No, email them at podcast@wamplerpedals.com. Check us out on Facebook, Chasing Tone Podcast, Instagram, Chasing Tone Podcast. I'm actually updating it now. Sorry, I was a little behind there for a while. But
Whole baby thing.
the whole baby thing, right? Snail mail us at Brian Wampler's personal address. Just write that on the envelope. It'll get there.
North Pole.
yeah. Brian Wampler. Oh, we'll save our Santa Claus. We found Santa Claus. Next episode, we're going to talk to you about it.
True.
So for Max and Brian, I'm Travis. Thanks for listening.